here basically if we talk about sensors, it's more like our human body itself. Most of the things that we do, or most of the things where we uh, find that, okay, I need some kind of security or something. Even in our body also there are a lot of sensors which are there. Like we have something called as heat sensor and uh, the voice sensor. So if we talk about our ears, there is a kind of a voice sensor over there. Then if we talk about our skin, there is a touch sensor, there is a heat sensor, a temperature sensor, basically moisture and all that we can actually sense. So the idea of sensors basically originates there only. So kind of sensors you can see here on this particular slide. We have something like vision sensor, that is optical sensor. Then we have something called as position sensor or proximity sensor, which can actually be integrated with something what we call as motion sensor also. So we have motion, then we have velocity, we have displacement, we have temperature sensors, we have humidity or moisture sensors, we have acoustic, sound or vibration sensors, we have chemical sensors, gas sensors, we have flow sensors, we have force sensor and load sensors, torque, strain, pressure, then leak levels, and then electric sensors, magnetic field sensors, and accelerometers, and the GPS, and all these things. So this is just a small list basically. In practical, there are so many sensors available which you can think of adding some value to generate the data regarding few of the areas. So for example, if I talk about the humidity or moisture sensor, it could be one of the very important sensor while I'm thinking of some solution to be deployed for agricultural field. So maybe I use this humidity sensor one in the atmosphere. The second part of this humidity sensor, one modified version is also available called as soil humidity sensor and all that. So if I put that soil humidity sensor, it allows me to see what is the humidity level of the soil. And for a particular crop, if I'm looking for the humidity to be maintained between a range, this sensor can actually let me know at 24/7 level that what exactly the status of that particular soil is. And based on this, maybe I can connect to some irrigation system and all related things, which will allow me to maintain that particular humidity into the soil also. So in a way, basically what I'm targeting is I don't want to get my crop wasted just because there was less watering, less irrigation happened to that particular farm, or even I don't want to waste my crop in case if I'm actually over irrigating it. I want a perfect balance over there. At any point of time, I want certain humidity or certain moisture level in the soil to be maintained. So how basically I will be doing this is, there is some sensor or maybe set of sensors, array of sensors implemented into that particular farm, and which are continuously generating the information area wise, and which allows me to focus on which area of my farm actually needs little extra water, or which particular portion is having enough moisture into it already. I can keep 100% watch 24/7 in an automated way. The data generated by these sensors can be going into the cloud, where cloud is continuously applying the logic to keep track whether everything is going well or not. If it finds drop in the moisture level, or if it finds that moisture level is increased beyond the threshold, it can make use of the actuators basically to say start or stop the irrigation at that particular moment itself. And manually, I actually don't need to monitor anything in that particular case. So finally, the outcome of this will be like the better crop, better quality crop, and with less losses over there. Even I can have few sensors which can actually check the chemical composition of that soil. So this is something which I can think of helping me in case of whether the fertilization is required or not, and if fertilization is required, what kind of fertilization is required. Based on the crop, I can actually have that particular solution deployed. Maybe my system already is fed about the type of crop based on which the fertilizer is already defined into the system, and the sensors are detecting the drop or increase in the level of that particular chemical, and based on which again the actuators can be used to control that particular chemical composition of the soil. So this is one of the area that we discussed in case of agriculture. Yes, Joel.